Hey guys, in today's episode we're going to talk about nothing less than the epic beginning of a saga that defined RPGs for a generation, Final Fantasy I. Grab some popcorn, hit like if you love nostalgia, and dive with me into this adventure that began in 1987. Yes, you heard that right. The game is older than many of us, but still manages to be more epic than many recent releases out there. Alright, so what makes Final Fantasy 1-inch so remarkable? Let me tell you, it was a revolution. Imagine you bought your Nintendo, the NES, and suddenly you had this gem in your hands that wasn't just about punching and jumping on platforms. It was a story, man. A story with magic, dragons, knights, and a mission that was much more than just saving a princess. It was about saving the world. Speaking of the story, let's start with the basics. But first, play that classic soundtrack that every fan recognizes. And so their journey began. The four warriors of light felt the weight of the great task that destiny had bestowed upon them. They did not yet know the true significance of the four crystals they held in their hands. The crystals that once, long ago, shone with such radiant light. Their time had come, the time to dispel the veil of darkness and bring the world back into the light. And with that spine-chilling scene, the story begins. Everything starts with our world going haywire. Four crystals, or orbs depending on the version of the game you played, that keep the world in that cool balance, are losing their light. And with that, disasters start happening. Earthquakes, storms, McDonald's without McFlurry. Okay, maybe not that last one, but you get the idea, right? About 4 centuries before the time the game takes place, a group of people known as the Lufenians used the power of the wind crystal to build a giant air station, flying fortress, and airships, and saw their nation decline as the wind crystal darkened. Tiamat, the wind demon, waged a battle against them, taking control of the flying fortress and the Mirage Tower. A Lufenian named Sid hid an airship on the southern continent. About 2 centuries before the start of the game, Kraken, the water demon, used violent storms to sink the water temple, which served as the center of an oceanic civilization, in order to use it as his own hideout and darken the water crystal. Shortly before the start of the game, Lich, the earth demon, darkens the earth crystal and plagues the city of Melmond, causing vegetation to decay. At an unspecified point, a sage named Lucan speaks of a prophecy that 4 warriors of light will save the world in a time of darkness. Merilith, the fire demon, awakens 2 centuries early in response to the appearance of the warriors of light and darkens the fire crystal. And then, out of nowhere, 4 young people appear. And they're not just any young people. They are the light warriors. Each of them has a crystal that needs a little light recharge. And here's their mission: restore the shine of the magic stones and prevent the world from entering an eternal bad vibe. They arrive in Cornelia, a powerful kingdom that witnessed the abduction of its princess, Sarah, by a dishonest knight named Garland, who intends to conquer the kingdom. They travel to the ruins of the Chaos Shrine near Cornelia, defeat Garland, and bring Princess Sarah back home. The grateful king of Cornelia rebuilds the drawbridge, allowing the warriors to venture east. So this dream team sets off on an epic journey. Traveling east, the warriors of light discover that a dark elf wizard, Astos, has been terrorizing a region in the southern continent, Elfheim, putting the elf prince into a deep sleep. They also learn that he stole a crystal that the witch Matoya needs to see, and the crown of a minor western king. As they travel, they free the town of Pravoka from a band of pirates and obtain the pirate's ship. They sail across the sea but remain limited to the Sea Aldean, which surrounds Cornelia, Pravoka, and Elfheim at the center of a large continent. A large rock blocks the only passage beyond that sea. There is a group of dwarves living in Mount Duergar, trying to remove the rock, but find themselves unable to proceed without nitro powder, TNT in the NES version. The nitro powder is contained in a locked chamber in Cornelia Castle, and the only key to the room is with the sleeping prince. They retrieve the stolen crown, but discover that the minor king was actually Astos himself. After defeating Astos, the young warriors retrieve Matoya's crystal and return it to her, and she makes an herb, Jolt Tonic in later releases, that can awaken the elf prince. The prince gives the warriors the mystic key, with which they travel to Cornelia Castle and retrieve the nitro powder, which they bring to the dwarves to help them complete the canal. With the rock removed, the warriors of light proceed to the rest of the world through open sea. Sailing to Melmond, the warriors of light seek and destroy the earth demon, Lich, who is responsible for the decay of the land. They enter the volcano Mount Gulg and defeat the fire demon, Marilith, Carrie in NES version, who had awakened prematurely due to Lich's defeat. The warriors acquire an airship and visit the Cardia Islands to meet with the King of Dragons, Bahamut, who tasks them with surviving the trials of the Citadel and obtaining a rat's tail as proof of their actions. Upon returning from the quest, Bahamut enhances the warriors' classes. The warriors defeat the water demon, Kraken, in an underwater palace near Onrak, and Tiamat, the wind demon, in the flying fortress. With the 4 demons defeated and the crystals restored, the warriors discover that their mission is not yet over. The power of the 4 restored crystals is still being absorbed by an unknown entity through a time portal located in the Temple of Chaos. Once they travel 2,000 years into the past, the warriors encounter the 4 newly created demons by Chaos and defeat them before Chaos can send the demons to the future to bring Garland back to the past just before his death during the battle with the warriors of light and darken the crystals to steal their energy. Chaos turns out to be Garland, who was not killed, but brought back to the past by the 4 demons and with powers from the stolen energy of the 4 crystals to become Chaos. Garland created the time loop to live forever. The warriors of light, by defeating Chaos, return to their own time. Having broken the time loop, peace has been restored to the world. While not everyone is aware of the trials that occurred, and even the warriors themselves do not remember their adventure, order has been restored and darkness has been vanquished. And that's it, folks. Do you get why Final Fantasy is not just a game, but an experience? It's about growth, choices, overcoming challenges, and all of that right there in that cartridge that you might still have tucked away in the back of your closet. So did you enjoy the ride up to this point? Comment below if you've played it, if you're thinking about playing it, or if you simply love hearing stories of old in a good way, like this one. Share your experience and tell us about your unbeatable team. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Until next time, gamers, peace out.